Welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. We have an interesting show lined up for you as we find out more about what's going on with the roadworks in the corporate area. You don't want to miss a minute, so stay tuned.
On our roads, remember, take time, be courteous, drive good, walk good. Don't drink alcohol and drive. Don't drive tired or sleepy. Don't tailgate and don't overtake unless it is safe to do so. And always drive at a speed which will allow you time to stop quickly and safely. Let's keep it safe on our roads.
You've seen the ongoing roadworks in the corporate area as the government makes tracks in improving Mandela Highway, Constant Spring and Hagley Park roads, among others. This week, NWA's Communications Manager Stephen Shaw helped us to get the facts.
Welcome to Get the Facts. I'm Rose Campbell. The government is upgrading sections of the road network in St. Catherine and St. Andrew under its ongoing legacy projects, and this is being implemented by the National Works Agency, the NWA. Our discussion on Get the Facts today will look at works on the Mandela Highway, Constant Spring Road and Hagley Park. Our guest is Manager of Communication and Customer Services, Stephen Shaw. Welcome to the program, Mr. Shaw.
Thank you for having me.
The projects were scheduled to run for 18 months. Can you tell us now what is happening? Are we still within that time frame? If not, what's happening?
Yes, we are still. Let me begin by speaking to the projects that are now on the way along Hagley Park Road and Constant Spring Road. Those projects are still within the contractual timelines that had been established at the get-go. The Constant Spring Road project is scheduled to be completed sometime around about June, July of this year, while Hagley Park Road is scheduled to be completed towards the end of the summer. Now, what we have been striving to do is to try to get the heavy lifting out of the way. Now, these projects, to include the Mandela Highway, it's not just about the building of a road. We are improving at the same time several other aspects of the nation's infrastructure. So, for example, we are putting in a sewer system where none existed along Hagley Park Road and along Constant Spring Road. We are also improving the water distribution system and the transmission systems that are along both corridors. We are also improving the drainage features that are along the corridor. And at the back end of all of that is when we are going to be putting on a new base and the final surface, which is asphaltic concrete. We are also improving the safety features for our pedestrians. So it is not just about us facilitating the motoring public. We are trying to ensure that all road users have the benefit of a better quality road network, certainly in respect of that which we are doing along Hagley Park Road, Constant Spring Road, and the Mandela Highway.
So it is important that we understand that it's not just about the roadway, but there are other projects. But what will Constant Spring Road look like at the end of this project?
All right. At the end of the project, you're going to be seeing 4 lanes for the most part. At different points, you are going to be seeing 6 lanes. That's where we have turning lanes that are going to be managed by electronic signals, traffic lights. You are going to be seeing more signalized intersections along Constant Spring Road. You are going to be seeing a solid median down the middle of the road, separating northbound from southbound traffic. And you're going to be seeing improved pedestrian features such as sidewalks, the push-button system to facilitate our persons crossing the road safely, as well as lay-bys in different locations.
Yes, but as persons would say, boy, it looks like nothing is happening. Every week it looks even worse. It looks like a riverbed.
Yes.
Tell us exactly why, what is happening now?
Right. Unfortunately, in doing these kinds of activities, you do have situations where water lines get disrupted, and this is more so because the distribution system that is beneath Constant Spring Road and Hagley Park Road and the Mandela Highway, these have existed for many years, upwards of 50 years, I'm told, in some instances. And so they lend themselves to breakage quite easily. And so we have, as part of the project, replacing these lines, making new connections for homeowners and property, other business persons along these roads.
Yes.
And so it is just an unfortunate situation that we're in, but I can assure you that at the end of all of
Which
this,
is June.
the benefits are going to be tremendous.
Yes.
You're talking about a more reliable distribution system, and for the persons who so happen to own property along these corridors, their property values are going to increase.
Yes.
In some instances, I would say exponentially.
Yes, that is Constant Spring. Tell us about Hagley Park Road now. What is happening at Hagley Park Road?
Similar work taking place as we're doing along Constant Spring Road. We're replacing the sewer system. Well, not replacing, we're putting in a newer sewer system because none existed there. We're also putting in new water lines. We are ensuring that the experience that many persons would have had for years, whenever it rains, Hagley Park Road, sections of it certainly is like a river. And so that is something that we're significantly working to mitigate with the installation of some 6 kilometers or so of new drainage features along that particular road. Coincidentally, we have completed roughly 5 kilometers of that. So, you know, we are making very nice progress.
Yes.
We are also ensuring that traffic along Spanish Town Road and that coming from Marcus Garvey Drive, where they usually intersect at 3 miles, that we don't have that kind of movement, that conflicting movement at times, and that movement that sometimes cause some angst and confusion by persons. So what we're doing, we're putting up 2 bridges at 3 miles. So persons, if you are coming from the direction of Halfway Tree, wishing to go to Portmore, wishing to go downtown, and you don't wish to stop at 3 miles, you use the high road and you proceed on using that bridge. If you're coming from the direction of downtown Kingston, heading towards 6 miles or wherever, and you don't wish to stop in the 3 miles area, you use the lower level bridge and you're on your way. If you're going through that area and you desire to make a stop in the 3 miles area, say you want to go to the gas station, you want to go to the bank, you want to go to some other business place along that particular corridor in that area, then you use the lower level road and you go about your business, you stop and transact your business and be on your way.
So what's happening from 3 miles up on Hagley Park Road? So, because you're doing some work there as well.
Currently, we are working on the sewer system. We are working on improving new drainage features. We are also at this time putting in the Jersey barriers or the median barrier that will separate traffic going in either direction. We are also putting in the new water lines, and of course the drainage features are going, and the new base is being laid in preparation for the final surface.
So will there still be two lanes?
4 lanes of traffic.
4 lanes of traffic.
Will be along Hagley Park Road, and 6 lanes at different points, depending on whether or not persons are going to be turning at different intersections. We are expecting that by the end of summer, we will see marked differences and improvements in the movement of vehicular traffic and pedestrian traffic along both corridors.
Yes. We take a break now. When we come back, we look at Mandela Highway.
We want a productive Jamaica. We are not productive Jamaicans. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity is the way to go for all us Jamaicans. Small business, big business, old and young, we are tell every woman and man. We want growth and prosperity for a better nation with a building plan. So we can build our product and sell our product and put more money in our hand. Our economy can rise to a level and build a better nation. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity.
Productivity, pathway to prosperity. A message brought to you by the Jamaica Productivity Center, a department of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
Welcome back. We're talking about government's legacy road projects, and we're with Stephen Shaw from the National Works Agency. Stephen Shaw is Manager of Communication and Customer Services. Okay, let us start now with the Mandela Highway. Tell me what is happening. Mandela, where are we as it relates to completion? What percentage of the work is already completed?
For the Mandela, we are in the 80s in respect of completion. We, as part of the project, we have undertaken to do a number of structures. We are now at the point where the last major structure is being completed, and that is the Doheny River box culvert. 50% of that would have completed already, and traffic is actually using that half of the road that takes you out of the city from the direction of 6 miles. Now we are working on the other 50%, which will take traffic into the city. At the moment, persons are doing so with the assistance of a Bailey Bridge that was launched for that particular purpose, which is to take the traffic into the city. We are also working to complete what we refer to as the P ramp and the Q ramp.
Yes.
The P ramp is that facility that persons will observe heading out of the city that will take you onto the overhead bridge that will link persons to the service road. The service road is where persons will observe the police station, the Hagley group of schools, Tile City, IGL, and so on, and the ferry community generally. That's where the service road is that which will service those entities. And so that ramp will facilitate traffic going over on that side, which is the northern side of the Mandela. And then the Q ramp is the other one, which is on the northern side. That one is the one that was an issue when we had a major break in the National Water Commission transmission line. So
the bridge there is not a pedestrian bridge.
It is not a pedestrian bridge. It's a vehicular bridge with pedestrian facilities. So it's a bridge for all road users.
Okay, so I noticed though that there's no rails
because it is incomplete.
It is incomplete.
So you can't really judge what the final product is going to be from that which you see there now. Of course, from a safety standpoint, we wouldn't have left that particular structure the way it is, because you're talking about a structure that is some 30 odd feet above the normal road that will take you either east or west. So that is something that will be addressed in the ensuing weeks as we close out the project.
Right. So what are we going to have on Mandela now when it's completed? How many lanes?
Mandela will have 6 lanes, and it will be 6 lanes for all to travel. There's not going to be any situation where these lanes are for that type of vehicle or that lane for that. No, it will for everyone to be able to use those 6 lanes, 3 to get into the city, 3 to get out of the city. And of course, if you want to do a turnaround, you can always use the overhead bridge. The project will also carry out work all the way up to, it's just not, will go beyond the Mandela actually, up to Duhaney Park at Corville, that intersection there. Some work would have already been done in respect of that particular area with the water distribution NWC system on the way, and we're going to go a little bit along Spanish Stone Road as well as part of the overall Mandela
Right, I noticed the digging on that side.
Yes.
Okay, so Mandela is complete. When are we expecting this to be finished?
You know, we are expecting that as soon as the last structure, major structure, is complete, we'll be in a position to say, to give a possible date. We're at the stage now where some piling activities are taking place for the last half of the bridge. That's one by the Duhaney River. And so it is a matter of weeks and not months that we are going to be opening up the entire Mandela Highway.
You are the project manager. What are you doing to help with the traffic on the Mandela?
You know, we have attempted to do several things. One of the issues, for example, that we had in the early stages of the project was a frequency of broken down vehicles along the road.
Yes.
And so one of the things that we did was to contract a wrecking company to assist in wrecking the vehicles off the carriageway as soon as something happens. And so that will free up the carriageway and not having a defective vehicle on the road causing a pileup of traffic.
Good.
So that's one of the things that we did.
Okay, let's move on to Barbican. What's happening with the Barbican, with the project in Barbican?
Barbican, we have significantly completed the work there. The first phase of the work, I must say, which takes us from just beyond the foot of Jacks Hill to that area just before you get to Arcadia along the Barbican Road.
Yes.
And so that area that persons would have observed recently being done was actually part and parcel of the overall phase 1 works. Now we have a phase 2 that is now taking shape, that will connect that bit of road that we have completed up to phase 1, that is just beyond the traffic lights heading towards Arcadia. And we're going to be taking the project from there to a little distance beyond Arcadia. And we're doing it in increments. I mean, if the agency had its way and the budget to support it, we'd have gone all the way to Grandspen Road and to even widen Grandspen Road, because there is a need for that. But of course, that is something that the government will decide at a future date. For now, we have the budget to support extending the work just beyond the Arcadia intersection, and that is what we are going to be doing. And at the end of that process, you are going to be seeing that intersection being signalized, proper turning lanes being put in, and hopefully seamless movement into and out of that area.
As we wrap, quickly, tell us about the funding for this project.
The funding is being received through the loan that we have had with China Exim Bank and China Harbour Engineering being the main contractors. It is part of the program that is referred to as a major infrastructure development program, through which we have done a number of roads right across the country. We have done we have what we call some legacy projects, to include the Mandela, Barbican, Hagley Park Road, Constant Spring Road, and we are also doing one in Westmoreland, that is a road from Ferris to Macfield. But all parishes around Jamaica would have benefited from the major infrastructure development program through the local component, which was somewhere in the region of about $100 million US.
Those are the facts, ladies and gentlemen, on the government's legacy projects. You heard it from Manager of Communications and Customer Services, Stephen Shaw. And this has been Get the Facts. I'm Enthros Campbell. Take care until next time.
Are you a farmer or investor who is interested in leasing lands from the government? This information is just for you.
We have 2,000 acres of land in Elim, St. Elizabeth, which is best suited for aquaculture production. We have lands in the Bogwalk area, St. Catherine, that's good for cocoa beans production. We have lands in Portland that are great for a range of agricultural production. And we have lands in Brownstown, St. Anne, that's good for cattle production. And we continue to scout Jamaica from east, west, north, and south to discover best land used for agriculture.
For more information on land leasing, call or visit the office of the Agri-Investment Corporation, the agribusiness arm of the government.
Did you know that schools now have the option of purchasing green bananas from the Jamaica Producers Group for $5 per pound? Yes, $5 Jamaican dollars to provide healthier meals for our students. Check this out.
When we at JP, we produce about 14 million pounds of bananas every year on this farm. And we know that we have the soil, the land, we have the sunshine to produce 7% more bananas and to make this happen. Because above all else, we have the people.
In support of the government's mandate of providing healthier meals for students, the Jamaica Producers JP Group is now offering bananas to schools across the island. And the company is doing it at a highly reduced cost of $5 per pound. This initiative, which forms part of JP St. Mary's Heritage Project, was launched in December 2018 at the company's farm in Anata Bay.
We must protect our most vulnerable children against hunger. We know that when children are hungry, they're more likely to get sick, to recover slowly from illness. They don't catch up as easily from common childhood diseases, and their bodies can't grow to their fullest potential.
There is a need for us to respond to issues of obesity within our school population. We've been taking some steps in conjunction with the ministry in terms of a nutrition policy, encouraging our kids to eat more fruits, vegetables, more fresh produce. This heritage project with the introduction of the bananas being made available, to our minds would be a great addition, or it's going to be a great addition to that process.
A great addition indeed, as schools across the corporate area have been joining the $5 train.
That $5 is about 80% less than the market value. And so we'll be able to save a lot more, and we can put more, invest more in our breakfast program so that we can feed more for our nation, of our children.
The most time in schools, children are being fed with rice. I think getting green bananas, and especially the fact that the green bananas are grown in Jamaica and they are natural products, I think that it is actually very great.
Once corporate Jamaica get involved in terms of initiatives like these, you're going to have a better picture later. The future is going to be brighter for our children.
For the schools, I know it's hectic and we are preparing a large batch, but what we can do, we can take those bananas, we can blend them and we can use them to make a porridge. And this way it will stretch more and serve the mass better.
For instance, we start giving them banana porridge, banana fritters, ripened banana, they have banana cakes and stuff like that, muffins. But we are getting the bananas ripe to do that.
Bananas provide many benefits for children. The fruit is high in fiber, which helps them feel fuller for longer. It is easy to digest. Bananas contain vitamin A, and this is beneficial to children's vision. Also, the potassium in it helps to grow strong bones, and it also increases brain power, which helps to improve concentration.
I had banana and beans, and it was very delicious, and I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed that JP Foods is giving 40 pounds of bananas to my school every Tuesday for 1 year. And that's just good. It's very good, and we really appreciate it, and I love it because it's a type of brain food. And the exam that I'm doing right now, I know that banana, it can help me to do well in my exam.
We must support our local farmers and businesses by making eating Jamaican a part of our lifestyle.
If you no want pop down and fenke, you fi burn mosquito and run with dengue. So no make water settle in open container. For them to read up under the danger. Usher them out, run them away. Zap them with the zapper and down them with spray. Use mosquito net and mosquito screen. Protect your household, now make them come in. If you no want pop down and fenke, you fi burn mosquito and run with dengue.
A message from the Ministry of Health.
I want to assure you of the government's firm commitment to the industry and our continued support in areas of policy and the maintenance of industrial harmony within the sector. We are committed to ensuring that consumers receive quality petroleum and petroleum products to meet their energy needs. And the ministry is committed to creating the legislative framework that will ensure not only quality but safety in accordance with international best practices for the benefit of the motoring public.
There you have it. Newly appointed Minister of Science, Energy and Technology Favour Williams and her team have pledged to regularize the petroleum sector in an effort to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families and do business. This is where the magazine closes for today. I hope you found our program informative. Send your feedback to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm and stay informed on our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, and of course there's Twitter. Or download our app on your Apple and Android devices to catch up on the go. You can also visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for more information. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.